The decline of the waterfront began to accelerate after World War II, affecting this neighborhood dramatically. We're in a playground between 9th and 10th, and this is the site of one of the most vicious murders in the city's history, known as the Cape Man murders. It was August 29th, 1959, and it became a central event in what would become known as the Concrete Jungle. A Puerto Rican gang called the Vampires came down from the Upper West Side to retaliate against Irish and Italians who had been victimizing fellow Puerto Ricans. A rumble had been set up, but the one gang didn't show. There were 6 teenagers sitting there talking, 3 on their way home from a movie, when a dozen vampires stormed into the park. Enraged that their rivals weren't there, they turned against the small group. According to reports, some of the gang held down the boys, and Salvador Agron, 16 years old and wearing a cape, plunged a 12-inch long knife into their backs. 2 of the boys stumbled across 46th, where they died. What was even more horrifying to the public was how unrepentant the boy was. "I don't care if I burn, my mother could watch me." He became the youngest inmate to sit on death row in New York State history. He was sentenced to the electric chair for the double murder. But a campaign urging clemency had begun, driven by a compassion for all of the disenfranchised youth in the inner cities and the conviction that the unhealthy environment was creating this kind of violence. Led by Eleanor Roosevelt, many public figures participated in saving his life, including one of the victim's fathers, the judge who tried the case, and the DA who had won it. 6 days before the execution date, Governor Nelson Rockefeller commuted the sentence to life in prison. A model prisoner, Agron ended up being released in 1979. He died of pneumonia in the Bronx in 1986. Some of the pictures of the bodies in the original case report can still be found on smokinggun.com. It's a beautiful park now with great new playground equipment with murals and mosaics. But if you look at the website, or if you sit here long enough and think about that night at the height of the concrete jungle, you still feel that sense of menace and a fear that kind of permeates your entire soul.
There's someone underneath you.
What?
I think I see legs.
Stop it.
No, really, there's something. It's right there. Look.
Oh, I see legs.
Poster or something.
Yep, I know what it is. Legs. Yeah, it's a sandwich board. Hi, hi. This isn't Times Square. This isn't Times Square. Yeah, this is perfect. That just says it all. This isn't Times Square. This isn't Times Square.